In this lesson, we'll go over some features of Defender for Cloud, including Secure Score, recommendations, and alerts. One thing to note is that Defender for Cloud used to be known as Azure Security Center, but the name was changed when Microsoft combined Azure Security Center and Azure Defender into one product. Many people still refer to it as Azure Security Center, and these names are used interchangeably. Before we dive into Defender for Cloud, we need to understand what this Azure feature is. Defender for Cloud is considered a cloud security posture management and cloud workload protection platform, which works with our Azure on-premises and other cloud resources. This technology essentially means that Defender for Cloud monitors and secures all our hybrid network resources and provides recommendations to better secure any resources. This information is provided to the security administrator in the Azure dashboard. The two main goals of Microsoft Defender for Cloud are to help the network administrator understand and improve their current security situation. One of the key features to help with these goals is the Secure Score. Defender for Cloud constantly scans the hybrid network's resources for security issues. Each resource is assessed individually and has a maximum score based on everything that could be done to maximize its security. For each recommendation that isn't completed, the score drops. The findings for each resource are all put together, and an overall score is generated that tells the administrator how good their security is at a glance. The administrator can then dive into further details to see why their score is what it is and how to improve the score. To improve the security score, recommendations are provided. More details on each recommendation can be found by reviewing its insights. There are 4 types of insights. Preview recommendations identify potential security issues still being researched so they don't affect the security score yet. However, they should be remediated as soon as possible. You can think of these as recommendations in a beta stage. The fix insights can be fixed automatically from the recommendations details page. Enforce insight allows the security administrator to automatically deploy a policy to fix the security issue when someone creates a non-compliant resource. Lastly, we have the deny insight, which can prevent new resources from being created with the security issue. By following these recommendations and insights, we can ensure that our hybrid networks are better secured. Now, let's take a closer look at how Defender for Cloud comes up with these recommendations. The security recommendations provided by Defender for Cloud are all based on Azure security policies. An Azure security policy is created in Azure Policy and is a rule about a specific security condition that needs to be controlled. Azure provides built-in policies that can be used to control aspects of many different types of resources, and we can also create custom policies as needed. These policies are assigned to resources through the Azure portal, PowerShell, or the Azure CLI. Defender for Cloud will typically use audit policies to ensure network resources are in compliance. Enforce policies are the other type of policy used by Defender for Cloud and are used to apply secure settings. To help simplify things, we can combine a group of rules that work together to complete a specific goal into a single package called a security initiative. Implementing initiatives makes it easier to ensure that our resources comply with security policies. If any security weaknesses or misconfigurations are discovered, Defender for Cloud presents the security administrator with a list of recommendations and insights to fix these issues. An example of security initiative is the Azure Security Benchmark, which is assigned to every Azure subscription by default. This initiative, developed by Microsoft, is a set of guidelines based on best practices for security and compliance. These guidelines are based on the frameworks developed by the Center for Internet Security and the National Institute of Standards and Technology. Microsoft Defender for Cloud can be upgraded to enable its enhanced security features. With this option enabled, Defender for Cloud can make use of multiple features to monitor the network resources. If anything out of the ordinary is detected, the security administrator will be alerted. Microsoft has security and data research teams constantly monitoring the threat landscape. Through threat intelligence monitoring, sharing insights from multiple teams and security specialists, and constantly tuning detection algorithms, Defender for Cloud can use this information to actively monitor the network and detect threats. Defender for Cloud accomplishes this by collecting and analyzing log data from all Azure resources and the network to identify and detect threats. The cool thing is that Defender for Cloud doesn't just use signature-based detection methods, but makes use of machine learning to detect these threats. By using integrated threat intelligence, behavioral analytics, and anomaly detection, Defender for Cloud can actively monitor the network and detect threats with minimal interaction from the security administrator. When a threat is detected, Defender for Cloud classifies it at either a high, medium, low, or informational level. A high-level threat means the resource is likely already compromised and needs to be addressed immediately. A medium-level threat signifies suspicious activity that should be investigated ASAP. A low-severity threat means that something happened, but it's probably not a big deal. The informational level simply provides information about a threat and usually accompanies another threat level. That'll wrap up this lesson on Microsoft's Defender for Cloud, which was previously known as Azure Security Center. Defender for Cloud monitors and secures our hybrid network resources and provides recommendations to better secure any resources. In this lesson, we first went over the Secure Score, which looks at the security posture of all Azure resources and generates a score that shows the security administrator how secure their network is. We then looked at the recommendations that Defender for Cloud generates. These recommendations help the security administrator easily find and correct any security issues. We wrapped up by going over the alerts that Defender for Cloud can generate by analyzing log files and making use of machine learning to actively monitor the network for threats.